And Jesus, I pray that you put your hands upon them and ease their pain. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, good morning. It's not such a good morning. The day after, 19 children and 2 adults have been killed in Texas. A senseless shooting. Senseless. Now this morning, when I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, I put on the news and they played the president and he seemed a little pissed. But he said something that everybody is missing the point, including him. He's pissed off at the gun company. When is this going to stop? We need to put stronger regulations on guns. Yeah, I think we do. Absolutely right. However, everybody keeps missing the freaking point, and I'm going to leave this message really clean, and I'm a very calm person by nature, but inside I'm furious, and inside I want to say every curse word, but I have to refrain myself because I'm a professional. But listen, every gun is pulled by a human. It's triggered, right? Everybody's missing the point. We're in freaking Mental Health Awareness Month. What has been going around the nation to help mental health? I could tell you the schools, at least here in Florida, have implemented, at least in high schoolers, mental health training. I know because my son is a senior and he had to go through an entire semester of mental health education, which is great. Luckily, that boy has been taught by me, so he felt he didn't need it, but I made him do it anyway. Listen, mental health, guys, it all starts with freaking mental health. The mind of a person, we don't know what the hell a mind is thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking. But I can tell you, okay, mental health isn't something to play with. And it all starts when a child is a little kid. People, listen, most of these shootings that happen come from kids who are disturbed or were disturbed as a child, and they reached of age and they became a ticking bomb. Why? Because everybody is missing the friggin' point. They're not looking way back when. They don't know what the hell happened to that kid when he was little. What was he exposed to? What was he born with to begin with? Was he born with an imbalance to begin with? Most of them, yes. How was it treated when they were growing up? This is my freaking point. That is where it comes from. Listen, kids who struggle in any area of their freaking life, whether it be mental health, obesity, slow learners, and listen, there's a whole slew of them, okay? When children have a struggle, unfortunately, other kids tend to bring them down. Not only that, but adults treat them sometimes, not every adult, I'm just saying, treat them in different ways that are not healthy for these kids. In other words, we'll take an autistic or an ADHD kid to set a perfect example. Okay, an ADHDer, they find it hard to sit down in their freaking chair. Why? Because their mind is roaming 100 freaking miles an hour. Teachers don't stop and learn that. They go to be a teacher for them. No bashing teachers. They go to school to be a teacher, to teach normal children. You have your percentage that goes into a beautiful field to teach those with special needs. That's beautiful. But every teacher should be trained on how to understand a mind, at least of an ADHDer, one who struggles, who cannot sit down, who finds it hard to concentrate. And what happens? This is where it all freaking begins. They're put down. They're called freaking lazy. They don't try hard enough on this and that because they can't sit in their chair. They refuse to do homework. There's just so many things that go on. Don't you freaking see? Listen, you tell them that they're lazy, but in their freaking mind, listen, guys, in their mind, they are trying their best. It's the imbalance that doesn't allow them to give you what you want. They struggle, so they're always called lazy and dumb and all of these names that they know they're not. And then most of the people around them, they don't come and defend them. So what happens? These children go through life listening to always being put down when in their mind they're trying. And it's never good enough for anybody. So then they reach this age and they become a ticking bomb. Now, let me go back a little bit, okay? And you do have good parents out there who try to give their children the best. And they think they're doing their best. And listen, there is no book on this. And, you know, they don't learn about what their child has, even though they're trying to give their child the best. No put down to those parents. But what I could tell you is, if you have a child with special needs, it is your job to be their voice, to be their counselor, their therapist. I'm not saying don't go out, parents. No, let me finish. Let me go forward. It is your job to be all of those things for your child, because that child looks up to you as their superhero. Now, those around them, I call that the village, okay? The village has to play a part too. And the village needs to be cleaned up, because kids are cruel, and that cruelty comes from home, because they're not taught. Maybe they're not shown cruelty in the home, but they're not taught. And, you know, every parent ought to sit their child down and show them a YouTube video, or even when it happens in real life. What happens when you do something mean to another kid? It makes them feel bad. What happens if it happens to you? You would want somebody to do something about that other kid. And a lot of times that doesn't happen. And a lot of times those kids who go complain to mom or dad are the ones who get in trouble. So my point is, all of this anger, all of this pushing aside, and on top of that, they don't get therapy, okay? In school, they're not given the help a lot of times if the problem is not diagnosed. So they go through life with these imbalances, and they're getting pushed around. And what happens? I mean, I can go on for a long time with this video, but what happens? They become of age, and now they feel that they are in control. And now that they're in control, it's time for payback. And in their minds, I could only imagine, they think about those who really freaking hurt them. Maybe it was little kids who hurt this kid. In my mind, understanding the mind, in my mind, his grandmother was trying to give him a better life, and he refused it. And maybe she was one of them who played part of not understanding him for who he is. And he became a ticking bomb. And he wiped everybody who had part to play of his misery. And it all starts when they're little. Those kids who you see walking around who have little mental problems, hey, listen, it's our responsibility as parents. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. I'm a person who could talk. You know why? Because I've been through it. I raised an ADHDer. You know what? He's freaking graduating in less than a week. You know what? When I found out he had ADHD, I went on freaking overdrive. I knew nothing about it. But I'm a master of it today. And I advocate every single day for those kids because I've walked the walk. I've been told by a principal when he was in 3rd grade, there was nothing wrong with my child in school. It was at home. And I fought that principal. And I told her, I will be back and I will see victory. And I did. And I showed her and I told her, if a parent comes to you with a concern, it is your job to help that parent because you are the leader of the school and you are to set the example. And not all teachers, principals, or educators do that. I know for a fact because I walked the walk and I was that parent that made sure they sure as shit did follow what I told them they needed to follow. And because of that, my son never failed a year. He had struggles through them, but I got him through those struggles, okay? So I'm one to talk. I got him therapy throughout his entire life, from the time he was 7. He's still in therapy because of certain life events that's happened over the years. But I know that things that happen, you get these children freaking help. You get them the help. If a parent passes away, don't freaking think that your damn child will be okay without some help. Okay? There's lots of kids out there that roam this earth that have lost parents, and the other parent or their grandparent or other people don't think they need help. They freaking do. That's messing with their mind. Okay? Any traumatic thing that happens to a child or that they see or witness, it is traumatic to their brain and it shapes them in one way or another. The best thing to do is you get them help. Therapy is good. It's not for freaking loony people. Psychiatrists give you medication. Fine. You want to say that's for loonies? You could say that. But I see it in a complete different way because I understand mental health. I'm in college for psychology, so I'm not an idiot. I raised a kid with ADHD and I help many other parents. So I completely get it. Listen, parents, if you have a child that struggles, please get them help. Okay, this has got to stop. This freaking generation that we're raising right now, we have the power. We have the power to improve it in the next 10 years, but it includes all of us. Just because I don't have a child in the school system anymore as of next week does not mean I'm going to stop fighting for these kids, because I know they need voices. And these voices are going to help stop in the future these freaking catastrophes that happen with school shootings and mass shootings in any form, whether it's in a grocery store, in a school, in a public, in a library, in a movie theater. This is freaking ridiculous. And it all starts when that freaking brain was a kid. Trust me, it didn't just evolve overnight. This is a freaking mental illness. Maybe he was never on medication. Maybe he was on medication and he stopped. Maybe the medication, there's so many things that we don't know. But what I do know is you and I have the power to fix this. And it doesn't start with guns. No. It starts with providing mental health resources. Parents, seek it. Governors, the president, legislators, citizens, we got the power to fix it. Let's fix it. It starts with you, how you are freaking raising your child, what environment your child is in, and if your child needs help, get it. Fight the school if you have to. I did for 9 years straight. Any problem my son ever had in school, I would go to that school and I would say, why are you calling me for this problem when you are not following his 504 plan? Why is my child not having that one-on-one therapy when he's supposed to? Why? If you don't get involved in your schools, in your child's school, and know what education they are giving, you're not knowing what he's given. You don't know where he struggles. You don't know how much he knows. That's a big no-no. If you know and understand your child, you could lead the school to educate your child to the capability the way he learns, not the way they teach. And that we need to fix. We need to let these educators know not all kids are the same. And they're not annoying. They're not spoiled brats. They're not freaking lazy. No, they're not. Maybe some who are natural, who don't have imbalances, okay. But for those who suffer mental health issues, I don't want to hear put downs. I don't want to hear they can't do it. They're lazy. Oh, he's defiant. He's this, he's that. No, it is your job as a parent to fix it. I did in 9 months. I was able to flip my son aside from not being able to sit in the chair, from dropping his pencil on the floor, from not being able to sit at the table and eat dinner. I was consistent, persistent. I built a plan in my home. I built the plan in every single class he attended. I was very engaged, and I made sure I was that parent who made sure my child was not put down, my child was not bullied, because I will not accept that. And neither should you. From my house to your house, please, together, let's help fix this mental health freaking emergency crisis. We can do it together. Let's get things implemented in schools. Get kids back into sports. Let's make it easier for the parents who are single parents, more accessible, maybe to dance classes, to things that are free. Parks in my area have it, but we need more of it. Get it out there. Get children engaged. Get them in positive environments. Get them out of the negative environments. Put them in wholesome, good teaching areas where they'll thrive and become good citizens to society tomorrow. God bless you. Thank you, and all my condolences to every single parent of the Texas shooting and the ones who lost the adults. Thank you for your service. And all those little angels, thank you. Thank you for your time on earth.